This is a summary of what we talked about on the first day of class, just to get you caught up in case you were unable to make it. So there are a couple required materials. One is the 11th edition of the ACSM exercise testing prescription, and also you have an invitation to a platform which is going to have homework readings and presentations. So our main goal is to understand what kind of limitations and adjustments need to be made for exercise programming associated with disabilities, or in some cases you could talk about them as being conditions, neurological, emotional, physical, cognitive limitations, and also to understand the disease, signs, symptoms, medications, and when it's recommended to or not recommended to participate in exercise. And then also to understand what the available resources and information is that's available for the different disease processes. I want you to all have your camera on when we have class. I would really like this. We're going to be in mute when we're in class unless we're having a conversation, but it's real important that you keep your camera on. It's been very difficult, I know, to be on this remote stuff, but it helps to keep everybody engaged. It's also important to know that timeliness is really important and that there are going to be some penalties if things are not done on time. So there's really three parts to the class: assignments, readings, some checking for understanding in the form of quizzes or even tests, and then also a project. The assignments, readings, and quizzes are 70% of your grade, and there's just some examples of what kind of components those are. I didn't say discussion on there, but that would be an assignment, for example, and if I might come up with some other things, we'll see how that goes. That's going to be in this learning folder in different modules, which you'll see on the syllabus. So the disease process is going to consist of some rough draft work. That's just to keep you on target for not waiting to the last minute to get your project done. Develop slides for 2 different diseases, and you have 3 different choices of how that's done, whether it's A, B, or C. And the presentation needs to be in final form at 12 o'clock the day before you're scheduled to present, and then you'll have points associated with a rubric. So you'll get 2 different diseases. The options for how you want to focus on your 2 different diseases can be one of 3 ways. So for each disease, you have an option to either choose a journal article or a research article. It has to be on human subjects. It has to be relatively recent, within the past 8 years. It has to be from a peer-reviewed publication. And there are guidelines for what is needed to be in that presentation. Option B is to evaluate or to have some research on the challenges that the client and the exercise leader may have with the specific disease that you've been assigned. So you develop a PowerPoint that is going to have a variety of requirements. Those as well are listed in the syllabus and also on the slide. Your third option, 2C, because it's section 2 on the syllabus, is to interview someone who is an expert in the field of working with exercise and individuals with that specific disease. So you'll develop a PowerPoint after having an interview. You will provide the background of what additional educational background, experience background of the person that you spoke to, what needs to be, what they have done to be able to get to that position, pictures or just pictures and description of what their facility looks like, description of the population, and also recommendations that they make that they have if a student would want to work in that field. So you have 2 diseases, and you can choose to do option 2A, journal article, 2B, what are the challenges, or 2C, an interview. You are already assigned a group with a topic, and you'll see this is the schedule for the first couple weeks, first half of the semester. You'll see that week 1, 2, and 3 is primarily me. So we're going to go over background information, the research component, how you're going to work on your assignments, your projects, exercise testing, components that are associated with depression, or what it means, what exercise impact exercise has on depression and anxiety, what are the difficulties of working with individuals with poor vision or low vision and hearing impairment. And you'll see that each day has a specific module that has a variety of assignments that are found in Top Hat. And those highlighted yellow modules will roll out, and you'll be responsible for doing those assignments, and there'll be deadlines associated with them. We don't start with our topics until we get to class number 7, which is diabetes. Group number 1, and that's Ivan, Kiana, and Nicholas, will be doing the presentations on that day. Group 2, Adam, Anika, and Decky. So we're not looking until class number 7, July 22, so we've got some time to work on your project. And then as we move forward, Group 3 is Andrew, David, and Maddie. Group 4 is Julie, Kamari, and Natalie. Group 5, Cameron, Donovan, Marissa. Group 6 is Chris and Kylie. Group 7 is Charlie and Kamania. So you'll see that those all repeat again. So here's Group 1. So Group 1 is the same individuals that I mentioned in the previous slide. Their topic is highlighted as, I think it was diabetes, and then also stroke. Group 2, osteoarthritis. Group 3, rheumatoid arthritis. Group 4, fibro. Group 5, HIV. Group 6, MS. Group 7, Parkinson's. And then our last day of the semester is August 17, and if anybody was sick, ill, missed something, whatever happened, we'll have those presentations on that day, and then we'll also have a small class discussion about how things went. To see your group or to communicate with your group, you'll go to the home page in eLearning, and under Communications, there's a drop-down menu, and you'll select your group or select Groups. And from that, you can view my group, and you'll be able to see who is in your group. So that is the that's kind of the overview of the syllabus.